In this video, I want to do a reading of the Aramaic of Daniel chapter 2, verse 31, and I'd like to do a brief commentary as I do it. In Daniel chapter 2, to provide the background, Daniel sees a great image with a head of gold, its breast and arms of silver, its belly and thighs of bronze, and its legs of iron with feet partly of iron and partly of clay. As Daniel watched, there was a stone cut out of the mountain without hands and struck the image at the feet, and the statue crumbled and became like chaff from the summer threshing floor that was carried away by the wind, leaving nothing but the image. Then the stone that struck the image became as a great mountain and filled the whole earth. In the interpretation of the image, it represents four kingdoms of the earth, followed by the final kingdom of Christ the Messiah. The head of gold represents Babylon, the breast and arms of silver, Media Persia, the belly and thighs of bronze, Greece, and the legs of iron and the toes, the Roman Empire, in its past and continuation, I believe, through time. The kingdom of Christ, then, will finally defeat these world powers and will usher in an eternal kingdom which will fill the whole earth. Looking at the reading of that verse in the Aramaic, Ant Malka Hazeh Havayata Va'alu Salem Had Sagi Salma Dikain Rav Vazive Yatir Kaem Le Kovlacha or Kovlach Vereva. And that is, and you, O king, are a great, you, O king, you was seeing, and behold, one great image. That image was mighty, and its brightness was extraordinary, standing before you, and its appearance was terrible. On the vocabulary of the Aramaic, we have ant, which is a personal pronoun meaning you. Malka is the noun, and we would render it O king. Hazeh is a participle si. Ant Malka Hazeh. Hava is a verb meaning to be. Ve is the conjunction and elu, the interjection here, meaning statue or image. Had is an adjective meaning one. Sagi is an adjective meaning great. Salma is a noun with an article meaning the image. Decane is an adjective that, common or neuter, and Rab is an adjective meaning great. Ziv is a noun meaning brightness. Yatir is an adjective extraordinary. Kum is a verb to stand. Le is the preposition for or to. Kovel is a preposition before, and ak is your pronominal suffix you. Rev is a noun meaning appearance, and dahal is the verb meaning to fear. So looking at the grammar, aunt is a personal pronoun, masculine singular. It is put here for emphasis. It would be you, O king, Aunt Malka. Malka is an absolute noun with the definite article ha at the end of the noun instead of at the beginning in Hebrew. And that's one thing to notice about the Aramaic. The article comes at the end. The word melech changes here to malk in the Aramaic, and it is in construct followed by the definite article in the suffix. So Ant Malka, you, O king, Hazeh, you, O king, was seeing or was looking. Hazeh is from the root Hazah, and it means it's a pia or a pe'al, active participle, masculine singular from Hazah. It means to see. So you were seeing. Notice here it is used what we call paraphrastically with Havaita. You were seeing. Note the A-E vowel pattern of the PL participle. And then we have Havayata, which is the PL, I should say the PL participle, not the PL. The PL participle from here to see. And then we have Havayata, which is the PL perfect, second masculine singular from Hava, to be. Notice the yod here in this lamed hey verb because it was originally a final yod form. It probably was Havai, and the yod reappears here in the second masculine singular of the Pe'al perfect. So Havayata, you were seeing. And again, Havayata, as we said, notice Havayata became Havayata with the pathak changing to a hatef pathak as the accent moved to the end, becoming Havayata, moving toward the end. So the prophet describes the king's vision in the picture of the Gentile world powers. And then we move on, the Alu Tselem Had. And Alu and behold, notice the conjunction with the Pathak because of the attraction of the Pathak on the Hatef Pathak under the guttural aleph becoming Halu is an interjection meaning behold, focusing the attention on the vision. Behold, you were, and behold, I should say, Selem is a noun, and that's the next word. Va'alut Selem Had. Selem is a noun meaning image here, and Had means one. Note in Aramaic that a noun will often have the shavah in the first syllable of a two-syllable noun, like tselem, where we have the shavah under the first syllable. So you, O king, behold, you, or behold, one great image. Notice a little bit further here, Had is one, Sagi, an image, one, Sagi means great. So one great image, it's an adjective, masculine singular, and Salma Dikain. That image one great image, and then that image, Thelma Dikain Rav. So that image, notice here, just looking at this for a minute here, Selim changes to Tselm in a Proto-Semitic pointing and construct. So that great image, and then we have the Sagid Salmad Dikain Rav. That great image was mighty, and its brightness was extraordinary. So we look at it here, that great image was mighty, Rav Vetsive Yatir, and its brightness was Yatir, was extraordinary. But Sive means brightness, and A is your pronominal suffix. Its brightness was extraordinary, is the way we would understand it. And then he continues, Ka'im lekovlav. It was standing opposite you. Notice the pe'al active participle, ka'im, is seen here with the AE vowel pattern, which shows a pe'al participle, AE vowel pattern. The lamed is the preposition lekovlag, standing before kavel, which meaning before or opposite, with a pronominal suffix, second masculine singular in the ak. Again, notice the change from kavel to kov in construct with the pronominal suffix ak. And then finally, vereze, the heel, and its appearance was terrible. Ve is the conjunction followed by the noun rave, meaning appearance, and a, which is a pronominal suffix, third masculine singular. Its appearance, the heel, we could render was terrible. And it is a pe'al, passive participle in that shava'u pattern, singular from dahal. So dahil is a passive participle, masculine singular, from dahal to fear, or to be terrible or fearsome. Note the shava I, a vowel pattern, indicates a pe'al passive in Aramaic. So as we look at this, again, O king, you, O king, was seeing, and behold, one great image. That image was mighty, and brightness was extraordinary, standing before you, and its appearance was terrible. Notice, in thinking about this text, Daniel described what the king had seen in his dream. It was one great image whose brightness was extraordinary, which stood before him, and its appearance was to be feared. The image then represents Gentile world powers, which are awesome in appearance, but terrible in its fearful effect upon the prophet. The prophet next describes the vision of King Nebuchadnezzar, stating the metals, or the vision that Nebuchadnezzar had, stating the metals of the dream that composed the great image along with its interpretation. And we'll see the different nations represented in that interpretation. And all of this will climax in the coming of the Messiah, the coming of Jesus Christ.